Sometimes our intrusive thoughts are like unexpected visitors that just show up out of nowhere, and when you're dealing with anxiety, they feel especially sticky and hard to ignore, and they usually target things that matter to us. This can make them feel more personal or even make us question if having these thoughts means something about us, and they often bring about a wave of adrenaline or a whoosh feeling in your chest, which makes them feel really real and urgent, as if something needs to be done about them right now. But ironically, the harder we try to get rid of them or disprove them wrong, the more they stick around. Here's the thing, every single person in the world gets weird, random thoughts. People without anxiety just brush them off because they don't feel so urgent and real. But when you're already in a heightened anxious state, it feels almost impossible to let them go. If you really want to get a handle on intrusive thoughts, it's not about finding ways to stop them, it's about shifting your attitude towards the thoughts. This means becoming willing to let them be there without trying to get rid of them. Think about everything that you've tried so far. If that's avoiding the thoughts, arguing back, pretending that they're gone but checking to see if they're still there, or trying to disprove them, none of it has worked. Real progress comes when you stop trying to figure them out and just let them be there and exist without giving them so much attention. That doesn't mean that you have to stop your whole day and focus on them until they disappear. It's more about changing your response once they pop up, cutting back on seeking reassurance or trying to replace the thoughts or any forms of avoidance. You could try noticing the thoughts without adding additional meaning to them. Having these thoughts doesn't make you a bad person, and they aren't a representation of you. Try and create a little bit of mental distance. You have thoughts, but you are not your thoughts. Some thoughts might feel a little bit more intense than others, but the goal is to get comfortable at not reacting to them. Practice just letting them be there without letting them completely take over your day. What we need to do whenever we notice ourselves getting a bit of a sticky, intrusive thought is notice it, let it be there. We don't need to try and get rid of it, but we need to practice where do we put our attention once we've noticed this thought. Is all of our attention on the thought? Are we trying to disprove it? Are we trying to figure it out? Or can we gently shift our attention away from it, maybe back onto the thing we were already doing? Maybe can we find something else to do without giving the thought all of our attention? The more you commit to doing this and the less you engage with the thoughts, the less power they have over you over time. Recovery from intrusive thoughts isn't when we don't get the thoughts anymore. We can't control what thoughts we have or don't have. But recovery from intrusive thoughts is about when the thoughts don't matter. And the only way to get to that point is when we practice experiencing them and not reacting to them. Eventually, our brain will get the message that, hey, these thoughts aren't dangerous anymore, and so maybe we don't need to try and figure them out, so we can just leave them alone.